So coming off of the previous chapter, we saw the female Cur fighting against Okarun. By the way, still not getting her name in this chapter, so we're still gonna have to call her the female Cur. But anyway, we were coming into her backstory because she had revealed that the Cur had destroyed her homeworld, and that for nearly a century she was working with them in like a revenge plot to kill their emperor. And we started to come into her backstory at the end of the previous chapter where it looked like she was happy with, I don't know, some kind of lover. We don't know their relationship yet. And we're continuing that just for 2 panels in this chapter. And then I guess it jumps forward in time to after the Cur invading their planet, and it's like horrific. She's like crying, reaching out, and getting her eye gouged out. And I'm sure many people immediately picked up on this being an homage to Berserk. Now, I haven't gone through Berserk yet. I'm actually going to do that soon on my Patreon. Check out the link in the description for that. There's also a weekly Q&A there. And while I haven't gone through Berserk yet, I'm definitely aware of the big iconic scene of Guts. This is definitely, like I said, paying homage to that. Now, what actually happens in Berserk is super horrific, and I can't even talk about it on YouTube, to be honest. But I'm assuming that what happens in the female Cur's backstory is probably not going to be a one-for-one of what had happened in Berserk, although it'll be similar, because she's probably looking at her lover dying here. I think that's pretty fair to assume what's happening here. And from what we've seen before with the Cur and, you know, what they do, at least just based off of Vamola's backstory, he's probably being fed to a mama, or whatever that thing is called, that, like, eats people and then produces the suits for them. And if it's not that, then he's just getting killed in front of her. It would also be interesting if, after the mama, or whatever it's called, eats him, and it spits out that xenomorph suit, and, like, that's the suit that she wears. I could totally see Tatsu doing that here. But then it makes me think, like, why would she just give up the xenomorph suit so easily in exchange for the new Saint Germain suit? Unless she goes back to the xenomorph suit eventually? I don't know. I'm just spitballing some theories here, but yeah, we're just seeing how horrific it was for her. But she continues to fight against Okarun, and we see her go back to her, like, classic style where she's moving so fast that it looks like multiple people are striking at once. And she just gets so vicious that she winds up, like, biting Okarun on the arm, and he has to, like, distance himself with the pile bunkers once again. Still don't like saying that. And as she's coming at him, Okarun finally sees her face because, you know, she had to open her mask to bite him, and he realizes, oh, it's like an actual person. It's not an octopus, as he says. Because as we've seen before, most of, like, the main force Cur are like these squid type aliens that just, like, slide into the suits. Then Okarun winds up getting kicked, and he accidentally touches his suit. And because of that, it, like, starts to augment the suit, because that's, like, how it works. Like, the nano skin interacts with your consciousness. And he winds up just getting punted by the female Cur, and the suit winds up breaking off of him. And then after this happens, Hase notices what's going on, and he's, like, angry because he established, you know, in the previous chapter that he solely wants to be the one who defeats Okarun. So now that he sees that she's, like, getting to the point of taking him out completely, he just flips out and goes after the female Cur member, and he's like, I said I'll be the one who wastes him. Get in my way again and I'll waste you instead. And he just goes on a rampage and just destroys her. Like, he's way more powerful than I thought he was going to be. Like, the jumping crone yokai is certainly up there, I guess, in the tiers of yokai transformations into people. Now, granted, it was stated that she was having, like, difficulty controlling the suit because of the hieroglyphics interface that it has, which I didn't notice at the time, but it turns out that it's like the same hieroglyphics that we saw the Mr. Mantis ship using in that ship. So maybe this is also from Ludris technology, possibly. I don't know if it's all connected. It might be. But that means that Saint Germain obtained Ludris technology, and Ludris is supposed to be like a once-in-a-lifetime type encounter. But yeah, he just destroys her. It's really impressive, and it shows that, yeah, Okarun had no chance of taking down Hase here. With the nanotech suit, of course. If he still had Turbo Granny powers, that would be a different story. I don't know when Turbo Granny's coming back, or if she's coming back. Probably is. She's probably doing some off-screen Saint Germain stuff, maybe. Not like working with him, of course. But also, we've already kind of seen how Hase will be defeated, or how he'll have his downfall, and it involves him just gassing out, essentially. Like, he can't maintain the transformation for that long. But as they're fighting, we come back to Okarun and Sakata, and Sakata somehow comes to the conclusion that they have to, like, merge together to win here. And Sakata essentially forces Okarun to merge together into one robot, which it doesn't matter if it makes sense or not, it's just what has to happen here, I guess. And they become, like, this funny-looking robot where, you know, Okarun's face is in his crotch, and he's essentially has Sakata on his shoulders. So after Hase is done with the female Curb member, he goes after the merged robot, and he's easily just evading them, of course. And then he's like, you know, what are you doing? Hurry up and use your power. You can use them too, right? Because that's the whole incentive of him going after Okarun. At least for the Kozuka knife plan. I mean, we've already established that Hase is, like, angry at Okarun for making him feel insecure because of Okarun's recent glow up. Other than that, he does have a mission. He has to take Okarun's power from him with the Kozuka knife. But I guess he's eventually going to find out, maybe in the next chapter, that Okarun doesn't have Turbo Granny's powers anymore. And that also, I guess, could lead into Hase's realization of what he's doing, why it's wrong, and then maybe that's when his face turn begins. I mean, I'm sure he would still try to fight Okarun despite knowing that he doesn't have those powers, because while he's transformed, he's like way more aggressive. But coming into the end of the chapter, Okarun is like, you know, why are we even doing this merger? It's just made us weaker. And yeah, that's where the chapter ends. So either Sakata is going to alter the way that the merged robot works, or Okarun is going to have some burst of imagination, and then he's also going to work in tandem with Sakata's imagination and make the robot function better. Or Hase will just realize that he doesn't have Turbo Granny's powers anymore and stop the fight there. Or the female Kerr is going to come back and then, you know, get revenge on Hase for completely destroying her, and then maybe that leads to the fight coming to some kind of conclusion, possibly. Either way, like I said in the previous review, both of these characters are very likely going to have base turns and possibly even join the good guy group eventually. Hey guys, but first, let's talk about Gamer Supps, because I absolutely love this stuff. It's a keto-friendly energy formula to get you feeling nice and right to game, study, or do whatever. And while it does have caffeine in there for a nice little boost, it's not just that. It also has nootropics in it like L-theanine, L-tyrosine, ginseng, and a few others. So it gets you nice and focused and feeling good. And if you don't like caffeine, that's fine, because they have caffeine-free flavors that just have the nootropics in it, such as OnlyFox. They also have sleep support, such as this AFK blueberry lemon cake flavor. It's melatonin free, so you don't have to worry about that. And it's packed with magnesium, L-theanine, and apigenin. Take this before bed and it'll get you snoring before you know it. Gamer Supps also has these really cool shakers called waifu cups. You can't get this one anymore, or really any of them, because they sell out super fast. But if you're lucky enough, you can catch a drop maybe every other Friday or something like that. Gamer Supps also has Gamer Soup's instant ramen. It comes in great flavors like chicken, beef, and curry, and it comes with its own fork, which is super convenient. It's cheap, quick, easy, and really satisfying.
Link in the description. Code Big Z. Everyone listening, code Big Z.
Code Big Z.
Thanks.
And yeah, that's pretty much it for this one, guys. Let me know what you thought about this chapter in the comments, and if you liked the video, please give it a like, please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.